Good morning, I'm Paolo del Rosario and welcome to WeatherHQ. Today's headlines. The Office of Civil Defense appeals to the public to stay on alert and prepare for worst-case scenarios about the current weather systems. OCD Undersecretary Ariel Nepomuceno says that from December 3 to 5, heavy to intense rainfall is expected in Isabela and Cagayan and moderate to heavy rainfall in Aurora, Apayao, Kalinga, Ilocos Norte, and Isabela. We have more on our local weather. A group passionate with trees is pushing for reforestation and ecological integrity in Eastern Visayas. I'll speak with co-founder of the Eastern Visayas Society of Native Tree Conservation Incorporated and Youth for Resilience Network later in the show. And 7 people are killed following a cyclone-triggered landslide in India. The details on global weather. Let's take a look at the local weather. Now, there are 2 weather systems affecting the country today. The northeast monsoon that affects the extreme northern Luzon and the shear line affecting northern Luzon. So these are the 2 systems we're looking at, northeast monsoon and the shear line. Now, due to the northeast monsoon, residents over in Batanes in particular will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains, while the shear line will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms in the Cordillera Administrative Region, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, and the rest of the Cagayan Valley. So right here in the northern part of Luzon. Now over here in Metro Manila and the rest of the country, you can expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains due to the localized thunderstorms. Now let's take a look at our sea conditions. Now, no gale warning is up for the entire country, so that means seafarers are free to venture out to sea, but always be careful for sudden changes in the weather. We always have to say that. Now, let's take a look at the weather conditions in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao based on the Metra weather system. Now, let's take a look at the northern part of Luzon. In Basco, partly cloudy skies, as we look over here to Basco, are expected, while the rest of the northern Luzon, particularly in San Fernando, Vigan, Apari, Tagaycarao, Baguio, and Dagupan, cloudy skies with rain showers are still expected. Now, this is due to the shear line affecting the entire region. So as you can see here, majority of the area here having similar weather conditions. That is, of course, due to the shear line. Now, a bit different in Baler. Now, good weather is expected in Baler, so surfers out there, perfect time to grab that surfboard and enjoy the waves. Let's move on down to Central Luzon. Here you can expect cloudy skies with chances of rain, and all of that is still expected in Iba, Tarlac, San Jose, Metro Manila, Tagaytay, and Lucban. Now in Mariveles, you can expect cloudy skies with low chances of rain. As we take a look at that here, only different weather condition here in the entire Central Luzon. Now, temperature will range from 25 to 30 degrees Celsius in Mariveles in particular, with Metro Manila experiencing highs of around 32 degrees Celsius. Now, going down to southern Luzon, cloudy skies are still expected in Coron, Legazpi, and Virac, while low chances of rain is forecasted in Puerto Galera and Daet. So Daet and Puerto Galera over here, low chances of rain. Romblon, a bit more sunny weather as well. Temperature in these areas, though, around 26 to 30 degrees Celsius. So watch out and prepare for all of that. Moving down another island group, let's go to Visayas. Good weather conditions are expected today in Bacolod, Metro Cebu, Tacloban, and Tagbilaran. So you can see here, a lot better here in terms of the weather, but you will have cloudy skies and rain showers over in Boracay. So that's going to be something to watch out for, especially if you want to enjoy the beaches. Temperature is lower rather than usual, from 26 to 28 degrees Celsius. So feeling a bit cool in this area, especially in Boracay. In Mindanao, improved weather conditions are expected in most parts of the region, particularly in Butuan, Cagayan de Oro, and Marawi. However, in General Santos and in Davao, cloudy skies are still expected, but with low chances of rain. Take a look at that here. The rain here expected, in low chance of rain rather expected here in Davao and General Santos. However, in Zamboanga and Dipolog, cloudy skies and rain showers will still continue until today, despite the weather temperature that can rise up to 34 degrees Celsius. Take a look at that, 34 degrees Celsius here and over here in Zamboanga. Now, in terms of rainfall for tomorrow, dense rains will continue in Cagayan, while moderate to heavy rains are expected in Apayao and Isabela. So the northern portion here, you can see here that the rain being very much present in these areas. Now on Friday, improved weather is expected in Apayao and Isabela, but in Cagayan, moderate to heavy rains are still expected. Let's take a look at the Metro Weather's 3-day forecast. Starting off in Baguio City, cloudy skies with rain showers are expected. And so for those planning to go there this weekend, this is probably not the best time because the roads are a bit more slippery when they are wet when you drive up north. Temperatures range from around 16 to 24 degrees Celsius though, so at least it is going to be very cool in that area, especially on Thursday where you have a high of around 22 degrees Celsius. That'll be the lowest in the next 3 days. Now moving on over to the City of Smiles. In Bacolod, cloudy with low chance of rain is expected in the next 3 days. Temperatures may reach up to 32 degrees Celsius though, so you hope that the cloudy skies will help ease the heat from the sun. As you can see here, hottest over on Saturday, but on Friday and Thursday, a lot of shade from the clouds. Now in Zamboanga, partly cloudy to cloudy skies are expected tomorrow until Friday, but come Saturday, set to be rainy weather again. But even so, expected temperature 34 degrees Celsius. My oh my, that is still quite hot. Now when we return, we'll talk about the reforestation in Eastern Visayas with the Philippine Resilience Awardee, Maria Tessa Ramos. Don't go away. It's a great conversation. We'll be right back.
Well, the story really was watching Netflix, and the episode was Kagan. And for whatever reason, I felt connected to his story. So after the episode, I remember I was crying. So my husband Dave asked me, "Do you want to go back to the kitchen?" And I said, "Yes, I want to go back." So he encouraged me to write him an email, and I did.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you write in the letter?
Well, I introduced myself. I told him that I'm already a mom, but I'm also classically trained. I work in restaurants and hotels. And I know that I'm not young anymore, and that his story resonated with me so much that I wanted to work for someone like him. So like after a week, I received a call from him, and I think it was such a blur. All I said was, "Yes, chef. Yes, chef. I'll be there." And after a month, I flew before he can even change his mind.
Welcome back. You're still watching WeatherHQ. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Now, a group is pushing for the reforestation and restoration of ecological integrity in Eastern Visayas. Joining us via Zoom is a co-founder of the Eastern Visayas Society of Native Tree Conservation Incorporated and Youth for Resilience Network, Maria Tessa Ramos. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us, Tessa.
Good morning, Paolo.
Now, first and foremost, when did your passion for these trees start? And of course, why is it important to really pay attention to these issues in particular?
I think nagsimula ng bata ako, I have always been interested about nature kasi yung lola ko farmer siya. And then it will come bearing like fruits that she foraged from the farm. And then pag magkasakit ako, merong gamot para sa ubo, may gamot para sa diarrhea, all from nature. So and she named trees like as they their name is, so may lanipga, may mulave. So parang nadala ko na yun. It bolstered siguro when I was a team leader of an NGO here, the Ministries. At yun yung talagang sinusulong ko during that time. It was in 2015. But I have been planting trees already before I even led the group. And then later on, I joined the Philippine Native Tree Enthusiasts. Ito po ay national group online in Facebook. So we, it's just not in Eastern Visayas that we're doing all this restoration for ecological integrity, national po ito. So, yes. So, yun, dun, bakit importante? Importante kasi ito yung, siya yung parang main character in ecosystem-based adaptation. Uh, ang, ang, ang advocacy ko anchored talaga in ecology, the need for us to reconnect with nature. But alam naman natin, di ba, especially here in Eastern Visayas, we had Yolanda and then we had Odette. So I think mas na kikinig ang mga tao when you would inject resilience um, dahil sa climate change, not just the ecological reconnection that we have. So, yun, important ang mga trees kasi ito siya, ang daming gamit.
Yeah.
Diba? Naman natin, ang daming gamit. Sa pagkain, when you talk about food resilience, when you talk about ecological resilience sa mga mangroves, beach forests, beach coastal. And then when we talk about economic development as well, madami tayong mga untapped potential ng ating native flora, native trees. Ano pa? At sa ecosystem services, parang ano na to, jargon, di ba? Pero sa ecosystem services, siya yung siya yung bida. Especially that they are native to the Philippines. They can adapt well into our soil, and then they can enrich our soil. So there's a connection from the soil up to the air. So yun ang dahilan bakit ang trees, growing native trees, I think would be the most impactful thing that one can do.
Yeah, Tessa, sorry, I just want to jump in there because you mentioned native trees. How important it is to emphasize yung native trees, and of course, can you give us a bit more background, a brief background here on the activities of your group in terms of propagating it?
Okay. Ang importante ng native trees dahil sa atin talaga sila, may connection sila sa ating lupa at sa ating mga biodiversity, native biodiversity. So, hindi lang na they are feeding our biodiversity, ang mga ibon natin, hindi naman kumakain ng mahogany yan. Yung mga, hindi din masyadong nagni-nesting sa mga foreign species yung ating biodiversity. Talagang there is a connection. Isa pa, mas nag-adapt sila talaga sa weather natin dito or sa climate, yung impact sa climate. Yun ang importante in the lens of resilience building. So, sila mas grabe yung paghawak nila ng lupa, mas grabe yung nila ng water, 'di ba? Yung mga baleti natin, itong mga ito daon na pinapakita mo. And then, meron kami dito sa Eastern Visayas, meron kaming group, Eastern Visayas Society of Native Tree Conservation, and we are helping and we are collaborating with lots of groups, mountaineers, youth. Etong isa, this is during the mapping of our mangrove forest here in Eastern Visayas, so that will be included in the National Mangrove Map na recently lang na-update, diba? August ata na-update yun.
Well, Tessa, we're seeing a lot of photos of the groups that you're part of. Again, we mentioned a while ago the Eastern Visayas Society of Native Tree Conservation and the Youth for Resilience Network. Now, because of your work that you've been doing, you've actually been recognized as one of the Philippine Resilience Awardees. And of course, that's recognized by the Climate Change Commission. Gaano ka-importante yun, the recognition coming from big bodies like the Climate Change Commission in terms of encouraging more and more people to work on resilience and of course taking care of nature in response to climate change?
Para sa akin, very significant ito kasi ako ordinaryong mamamayan lang ako, citizen. I'm not bound to any job description. That means that each and every one of us, kahit gano'ng simpleng tao tayo, pwede tayong talagang mag-lead. The PRA is for women who are taking active role in climate resilience, building climate adaptation. Ako dahil passion ko talaga mainstreaming, propagating native trees. Of course, dun ako sa ecosystem-based adaptation kasi nga yun, yung papel ng trees in ecosystem adaptation and in nature-based solutions, napakalaki at hindi masyadong napag-usapan. So this is significant so that, like, the Philippines should know that we have groups like ours. We have a national team na patuloy na hindi masyadong nakikita sa news, hindi masyadong naaano sa mga mainstream media, pero patuloy kami, madami actually kami sa Philippine Native Tree enthusiasts. We are
Now,
about 27K.
Tessa,
So,
27K, of course, you mentioned making this more mainstream. We're showing a
Yes.
bit of the social media that we have there.
salamat!
Yeah, and also, Tessa, we don't have a lot of time left, but then for those who want to
True.
reach out to you to help out with your efforts and, of course, to join in your movement, how can people reach out to you?
Okay, now, as what I've mentioned, there is a national team. There is a national group which is Philippine Native Tree Enthusiasts. But if you want local groups, we also have local groups. In Eastern Visayas, we have Eastern Visayas Society of Native Tree Conservation. In Davao, they have as well. In Nabunturan, Davao, we have the Bunturan Native Tree Enthusiasts. Meron din tayo sa Bicol, meron tayo sa Baguio, meron tayo sa Bohol, meron tayo sa Zamboanga, mayroon tayo sa Cebu, so at Iloilo at Panay. So just reach out. I would really encourage you to follow us and be part of the Philippine Native Tree Enthusiasts. Pag nandun ka na, you can ask for the local groups kung sino ba yung i-reach out ninyo. We are also, by the way, I am establishing Native Tree Arboreta in schools. So if you want your schools to have native trees around it, to be a living learning site of ecological integrity, please reach out. Please do reach out if you want to expand our network of this advocacy. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. That is Maria Tessa Ramos of the Eastern Visayas Society of Native Tree Conservation Incorporated and Youth for Resilience Network. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Salamat, Paolo.
Well, up next, we have the global weather. Keep it here. You're still watching BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Good morning, everyone!
A platter of positivity, a cup of the hottest information, and a slice of what to expect for the whole day. With excitement, positivity, and fun. Join Paolo del Rosario, Ann Asis Carrillo, and Monique Tuzon.
It's a beautiful day!
7 a.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, what does the investigation cover? We tackle the issues,
The president's immunity from suit is absolute.
we clarify matters, and we get on point.
Watch his press con. Sinabi niya na ayaw niya ng kudita.
What is questionable about the AR, sir? The Vice President keeps insisting walang active threat kung hindi ako mamamatay.
Tignan na lang natin, mahirap pang pangunahan eh.
Pinky Webb, on point.
Welcome back. This is WeatherHQ. Let's take a look at the global weather. Local residents said a deadly landslide triggered by rains brought by cyclone-triggered killed at least 7 people in a village in southern India's Tamil Nadu. Drone footage shot on Tuesday showed the aftermath of the landslide in Tiruvannamalai district. Mud and debris surrounded houses on the side of an eroded hill with large rocks seen beside an excavator doing salvage work. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin relayed his condolences to the families of the fatalities, promising compensation to each of them. In neighboring Sri Lanka, at least 16 people were killed with heavy rains affecting a total of 138,944 families based on the data from the Disaster Management Center in Colombo. In Southeast Asia, the death toll from flooding in southern Thailand has risen to 25, with heavy rain forecasted for days ahead. Since November, over 660,000 homes have been affected and more than 22,000 people have been displaced in the Patani, Narathiwat, Songkhla, and Yala provinces. The Thai government has deployed rescue teams, allocated 50 million baht in relief for each province. The cabinet approved a 9,000 baht payment per affected family. Over in Malaysia, 5 fatalities are reported, with over 94,000 evacuated people yet to return home. Experts link intensified flooding to climate change, recalling that widespread flooding in 2011 resulted in over 500 deaths and significant damage. Over in the United States, Fredonia, New York is undertaking a community-led cleanup initiative following more than 2 feet of snow that covered the village over the weekend. Fire Department Chief Josh Myers noted the unusual snow accumulation, which led to an increase of staffing to ensure safety. Local businesses such as Kravitz Tree Service are actively helping residents by clearing driveways and maintaining community connections and safety. Fredonia State canceled classes on Monday to prioritize the safety of students and staff. And that's WeatherHQ for today. Join me again tomorrow, whatever the weather, here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Have a great morning.